Hi, my name is Anne. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about some of the tools we have to find authoritative information for your academic research. And specifically, today we're going to utilize PsycInfo, a database that's available on the library website. So let's get started. So how do we find reliable information? As a student or as a researcher, we utilize Google in our daily lives. And sometimes the results we get from Google may seem as if it's a pile of Legos. We have to think about where the information came from, who produced it, and how reliable it is. So what if I told you there are tools on the library website that can help find reliable information and eliminate some of the need to sort through pieces of Legos? We want to find reliable information. And many times as researchers, we rely on experts who have authority in a certain field of study. So the tools that we use through the library website, database tools like PsycInfo, can help us sort through that information and provide an easier path to find information that has been researched and created by experts in a field. So how do experts share information? Well, this is where the scholarly communication process comes in. So this is a cycle through which research and scholarship is created, evaluated, and disseminated to others in the research community. It first starts with research. In all disciplines, experts are building knowledge by asking questions, and they're responding to the ideas of those researchers and experts and investigators that came before them. Then the scholars or experts create something. They author a document that documents the facts and their methods under which they arrived at their conclusions. Then the process of peer review happens. And this is when a group of experts evaluate the information that was created for validity and quality before it can be shared with others. The next step is publication. In traditional methods of publication, materials are shared in scholarly journals or books, and those could be both print and digital. The last step is important to us as researchers because we need to access this information. Many times access requires a subscription or a purchase. And Hewes Library does provide tools that provide access to this scholarship. However, there are new models of scholarship that include open access. And those materials are freely available to anyone and can many times be located through Google or other search engines. This process continues and is iterative as knowledge is shared through this process. New scholars are taking upon themselves to do new research, to answer new questions, building on the research of others. So here's a question. Have you ever thought about what isn't available in a Google search? So ask yourself, what % of existing internet information is available or findable through a Google search? Well, the answer is about 4%. So that means in a regular old Google search, we only find freely available about 4% of the information that's actually available and stored on the internet. And here's a graphic that helps explain that. So the 4% is this upper part, the surface of this iceberg, an iceberg that represents information on the internet. That's what is available and searchable and findable using internet searches. Materials underneath the surface of the water are what we need specialized tools or subscriptions to access that information. So that might include academic information, different kinds of databases, records, and reports. They might require a subscription to access those things. And that's where the library database PsycInfo comes in. So let's learn a little bit more about PsycInfo, the database we're going to utilize today. So it's a subscription database. The library subscribes to give access to users on campus. The items contained in this database are specific to the discipline of psychology and related fields, and experts who work for the American Psychological Association decide what information is in the database. So they kind of handpick the information that goes in there. What's in PsycInfo? Well, journal articles, book chapters, dissertations, and those kinds of related things, but academic sources. PsycInfo is organized and searchable through fields, and this is an important thing. When we're searching a database, the nature of it allows us to search on certain kinds of fields and can really elevate our search to be very specific and very coordinated. In PsycInfo, we can utilize different kinds of fields, including subject fields, which are like hashtags that are assigned to an article or to a book to help us understand what it's about. Now, in databases like PsycInfo, sometimes information is full text, meaning we can read it right through the database. Sometimes it only provides the abstract, which means the summary. So there are links in our databases that can help provide you access to request that article for free from another library. That's called interlibrary loan. Let's utilize the library website and learn a little bit more about how to access and search PsycInfo. So here we are at the Monmouth College website, monmouthcollege.edu. You can search for library, and it'll take you to the Hewes Library website. The library website is easy to remember as well, library.monmouthcollege.edu. We have lots of information on our website, including the databases we subscribe to. Find the Databases tab, and you can use a pull-down menu of all the databases to which we subscribe alphabetically. Or, in the case of PsycInfo, you can see that it's one of our popular databases. You can access PsycInfo from off-campus as well, and you'll be prompted for your Monmouth College username and password. If you ever have any problems, please contact the library through email reference@monmouthcollege.edu, or you can use the chat or text feature on our website. Here we are in PsycInfo. APA stands for the American Psychological Association. You can see the search screen here and the multiple fields we have to search. Here's a few tips when doing searches in a database. First off, keep it simple. Don't type in sentences, type in individual words or phrases, and just keep it simple. So in this case, let's start with the word dream. We can see that our results are over 25,000. So this database is pretty impressive with the depth that it has. The second tip in using PsycInfo is to scan your results. Look and see, is it what you expected to retrieve? Does it seem to be relevant to the keywords that you typed in? So in this case, let's browse a little bit. I can see dream in the title of this first article. I can also notice that the word dream or other phrases with that word are in that subject field. And remember, one of the tenets of a database, at least this database, is there's a subject field, like the hashtag of the article. This tells us that this article is about dream analysis, dream content, dreaming, and experiences. Now that doesn't tell us everything about the article, but it does tell us a little bit about what it's about if we can't tell from the article title. Another thing to notice is this icon to the left of the citation that tells us a little bit about the type of information it is. It's an academic journal. That means that it is peer-reviewed and is appropriate for us to use in our research. Let's keep scrolling. Here's additional articles, and notice that some of them appear as full text. That means that we can utilize and read them right through this database. This brings us to tip number 3. look for clues in your results to help you refine your results. I'm obviously not going to read all 25,000 of these citations, but maybe I start to get ideas on how to narrow or broaden my search. So looking at article number 4, I noticed the word nightmares, and maybe that's something I'm interested in. So let's take a closer look at this citation. So here we're in the full record. This shows us all the fields that are available in this database, and it's worth inspecting. So let's first think about, again, the authority, the experts that created this article, that did the research and published it. You can see there's an author field. And if we look closely, we can see that these individuals are in the Department of Psychology, work for research centers and universities around the world. That's giving their authority or their expertise in this particular area. In this case, I can tell that the source of information is a publication called Dreaming. It is volume 31, issue number 1, and it's from 2021. Let's keep scrolling. Abstract. An abstract gives us a summary of this information and can really help us determine if this is relevant to what we are doing our research on. Subjects. These are, again, like the hashtags of the article, and these might help us add to our vocabulary. So in this case, I might want to go back and add nightmares to my search. That might help me narrow my search from 25,000 to a smaller number of results. I encourage you to scroll through and take a look at all of the fields that are available in PsycInfo. It really gets very detailed and can give you a lot of information even before you read the article. So now it's time for you to get started on PsycInfo. Keep it simple. Scan your search results and look for clues in your search results to refine your search. Good luck with your search.